Hi, everyone. I'm excited to welcome our guest, Chandrasekhar Raman, for our ongoing series on reimagining disruption and its impact on business and culture during uncertain times. Chandra has been closely associated with Unfold's entrepreneurship agenda since 2017. Chandra has close to 2 decades of experience in the technology industry in roles ranging from strategy, planning, product management, application development, and consulting, cutting across verticals like smart cities, education, and retail in organizations including TCS, PwC, Cisco, and now Hewlett Packard Enterprises. Over the last 6 years, his focus has primarily been on building global entrepreneurship and open innovation programs to help organizations harness the power of disruptive technologies. A warm welcome to you, Chandra, for this conversation today. Thank you for your availability for our video series.
Thank you, Pooja, for having me here.
Great. So my first question, Chandra, since we cannot beat the times, is how has the COVID-19 crisis affected the shift towards embracing digital, and what emerging opportunities are unfolding for innovating product and services?
Yeah, so it is somewhat strange, isn't it, that it has been 4 months since the pandemic hit us, and yet in many ways we still seem to be smarting about its impact from its impact. Now, one thing is clear that this has changed the life, the way we live, work, and play in more ways than we had imagined. Specifically in the field of technology, and the most significant impact that is being seen is this crisis being some sort of a booster shot for digitization. In many ways, it has crunched the time horizon targets for digital transformation projects from decades to months. Companies that might have been thinking of a plan to digitize going into 2025, 2030, all has to be done in the next 6 months. Because digitization is no longer just about cost and efficiency, but rather it is imperative for the basic business continuity. COVID, in that sense, is, like many people are calling it the before and after moment in the history of digitization. While we may have different points of view on what the new normal will look like, one thing is certain, and that is that this is like many major crises in the past. This period of hardship will also be accompanied by hyper innovation and value creation.
What I'm hearing you saying is that there is a before and after, and while digitization was always the need of the hour, this has really been spurred by the times. And there is no choice now. I think with all of us working from home, and you can hear my dog barking at the back end, we are all connected through this medium of technology. Even a virtual collaboration tool like the one we are using, and and many others which are have all come up, has been an outcome of these times. So various solutions that are coming up is today non-negotiable, especially in the way we shop, in the way we work, in the way we sort of live in these times. So that leads me to my next question, Chandra, which is really contextual to your role. What is the importance of open innovation? How are you leveraging it in your organization for spurring this digital transformation?
See, first of all, I think like most companies today realize that it's very simple, basic tenet is that none of us is smarter than all of us, and when it comes to big problems like digitization, for example, no single company can do it alone. We need people to partner with, and these may be large companies, these may be startups, these may be universities, governments, and a lot of stakeholders will come together to achieve the goals that we are setting up for ourselves. And this kind of becomes even more critical in the times that we are in, with the COVID situation, with the entire disruption that has happened because of it. Almost everybody is crunched for resources today, and even if they wanted to do it alone, I think most people can't do it alone, and they have to look for partnerships. Specifically, when I look at when we look at what we are trying to do in HP, I think the realization is that, of course, when at this time when digitization timeframes are being crunched, it is becoming an imperative for business continuity. our enterprise customers need to digitize, and they need to digitize fast, and they are looking for trusted partners to help them in that journey. HP has been with them in their technology journey, in their digitization journey, right from the beginning. But in these times, with this disruption, what you need right now is speed. You need velocity, and this is where startups are very important, right? And this is where the speed that a startup can bring into the picture. I think it's fair to say that it will be difficult for most large companies to do that. But at the same time, there are other things that a large company like HP brings into the picture, and that is stuff like stable technology, stuff like distribution, right? So I think the combination is very, very potent. I think in these times, it is even more critical for large organizations, whether they are technology providers or consumers of technology, to partner more aggressively, and to partner with to partner with other companies, to partner with startups, just like we are doing. And I think this is, in that sense, this is only going to increase the requirement and increase the importance of open innovation.
Sure, Chandra. So one is on business continuity, and the other one is agility and having
Velocity,
ideas
yeah.
executed very fast. And that's where the whole partnership with startups and building an ecosystem to support them. And in your role, what you're currently doing, it's not really just about growing ideas from within, but how do you import ideas from outside and nurture and incubate them? And that's the other element of the innovation ecosystem that is going to be very critical to spur the digital transformation. But you've been also an entrepreneur in the past, and a very active entrepreneur. And since our first conclave, we've sort of really showcased you as one of our role model entrepreneurs. So and looking at the research that we did, where we spoke about entrepreneurship being a differentiator. So in your perspective, how does entrepreneurship, especially in these times with ambiguity, uncertainty, how can entrepreneurship be a differentiator? Is it a differentiator, or is it not? Your perspectives.
No, so I think, like I have spent a long time in the corporate world, building entrepreneurship programs from the ground up. So of course, I am a big believer in entrepreneurship. I am a big believer in the power of entrepreneurship. I believe that entrepreneurship and innovation are really the lifeblood of the most successful and vibrant companies. I think the belief goes back again. The basic tenet is none of us is smarter than all of us, right? And the more people that you give the power to innovate and act, the more powerful the organization becomes. The faster, the more nimble, the more agile, the more innovative the organization becomes. Now, obviously, like we have also talked about in the past, right? With many of these things, especially with innovation and entrepreneurship, this is always like you're walking the fine balance between structure and chaos, right? So while chaos is like the lifeblood of innovation, so you want people to be empowered to try different things, and to act and seek forgiveness later and all of that. But at the same time, you also want to create the structures and the frameworks that will help them, that will guide them in that journey from an idea to a prototype to a pilot to a product. Every successive stage is much more difficult than the previous one. There's a reason why entrepreneurship is so tough, and we have talked about it earlier also, right? Entrepreneurship is just as tough. One could say that in times like this, it gets tougher, with distributed organizations where you're not even talking to your team members on a day-to-day basis. And one tends to maybe lose a sense of that community of belonging to a team and all that. But at the same time, which makes it even more critical for employees who are not sitting together in an office, and to be empowered to think by themselves, to come up with ideas that can come up with solutions for some of the challenges that we are facing today, even with the whole remote work situation and all of that. And so it's even more critical in times like these. But let's not underestimate the fact that these times also make it difficult. I think while we talk a lot about let's keep ourselves productive and all of that. But I think it's also important that we be kind to ourselves. It's important to be innovative. It's important to be entrepreneurial. But I think more than anything else, this is a time for us to be a bit kind to ourselves also, and make sure we go through this crisis.
Absolutely. So just as the way you're building an ecosystem for startups and driving ideas in, it's extremely important for organizations internally to build that ecosystem and culture for entrepreneurs to thrive. And I think I like the word building structure to chaos. Otherwise, entrepreneurs will continue to be mavericks, and isolated in their own journey and struggling. And but yes, and absolutely with the times. And I think, when we've been having conversations around innovation, I think the essence of innovation is very critical for these times, because these times are also giving us opportunities, but at the same time we have to keep ourselves self-motivated, we have to keep ourselves engaged, we have to be very conscious of our health. We are in the midst of a very sort of a raging storm, and in all of this we have to still keep our minds alive. And I think ideation keeps your mind alive through a lot of intellectual stimulus. I actually believe that your mental health, if you keep your spark of ideation alive, then your mental health itself can get taken care of. Otherwise one can get demotivated and disengaged. Chanda, thank you so much. These are short video bites, and we look forward to some more longer conversations with you. But thank you for your time and spending this time with us today.
Thank you, Pooja. It's always a pleasure to talk to you and be part of the fantastic events that you have been organizing over the years. Thank you.
Thank you, Chandra. Thank you.